My name is Duck. This is Duck's Y. And yeah, we're just hanging out. I had a lot of fun earlier tonight. Earlier tonight, I did a little bit of a little politics, a little more heavier focus on the politics stream. And so I wanted to go live, maybe catch some of the folks different places, not where I am, some of the folks where I am, just kind of hang out. I don't know. I don't know. Ooh woo a bit, right? Ooh woo, ooh woo, ooh woo, ooh woo. Uh, do 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 do. Do 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 do. Cool. Yo. Hope everybody had a good day. Hope everyone had a good day. Fun stuff, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, yeah. So between anxiously watching the news, all of my own stuff, whatever, who knows. I am also just kind of watching, kind of going along, going with the flow a little bit. Trying to get a little bit back into exercise, health, fitness, trying to get back to meal prep, all this kind of stuff, right? It's so much pressure thinking about all this stuff. But yeah, what else? Bleh, bleh. Yeah, the really good stream stuff. Watching some video games online, going, watching, listening to other people talk about stuff. That's all the stuff I like. Hey, what's up, bro? What's up, gang? What up, gang? Shout out, $8. Ugh, I'm so tired, dude. Dude, I'm sick of banging all the time. Yeah, I am talking a lot, dude. I don't know what else I would do. I'm sick of gang banging. I have to talk about it. I'm the original OG ops, yo. Sick of gang banging, sick of the lifestyle. The lifestyle, sick of the gang banging, the lifestyle, sick of me, yo. So I just want to be thug without all the thuggish stuff, I don't know. It's hard out here though. Mike, he has not been around. I could be, yo. I could be, dude. I don't know. Man's asking me to square a circle, asking me to go find infinity and stuff. Suddenly, gang's training me to be a mathematician. I was a fun night, dude. What up, Chris Willis? What up, robot wearing toys? Hi. I'm chilling, dude. Chilling, happy. Where I am, I've got another hour in Earth Day, so happy Earth Day, everybody. Blah, blah, blah. Pat, where do we know each other from? Where would we know each other from? I'd like to know you. I'd like to good to know you. Good to know you and all this stuff. Okay, we got a speaker. Yo, I'm employed by the universe. I have many employments. I got many employments. Yo, I'm from Texas, where we walk around with diamonds in our necklace. Man, Texas getting me down, The people over at YouTube don't want you talking about Christianity and the Ten Commandments in schools. They don't care. They said, hey, I don't care about this stuff. Hey, what up, JK? Thank you for that. Shout out. $8. $8. Heck yeah. Hey, what's up, Courage the Cowardly Dog? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah. All right. Well, says Crowfist. Well, says everybody. Oh my god, are we doing the thing, dude? I was just coming to stop the freaking stunky troll. It doesn't matter if you're shiny, you shimmy. It leads you to one place. Shimmy, shwala la la lay. Hey, what up, Katie? Yo. Thanks for the kind message, yo. I like all the stars. I wasn't born a star, but I know who we are. Yeah. All right. all of the cartels from Tejas, from Texas, says Pat Steiner. Oh, okay. Yeah, I watched a ton of that movie Sicario back in the day. Matt from the CIA, Kate from the FBI, some of my favorite movie characters. They're all kind of the same, but not really. I liked all those people. I liked them all. Jesus Christ died so I can live. Martial motions. Thank you for the kind wishes. Have I heard that meme? I have not. I have not. Might be a little above or below my pay grade. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get a ton of memes in my algorithm. I don't get a ton of memes in my algorithm. You know, my algorithm's a little different and stuff like that, you know? Whatever. MS13, I'm from Mexico. I'm getting over the border in Tijuana. I'm a Mexican. Obviously, yo. You don't have to say you're from Mexico and you're a Mexican. I would know both those things. I'm sick of Trump because he's not a president. He's not el presidente. I miss him, so he's getting over the border. Cool. Yeah, shout out Pat Steiner. I don't understand all of that. I don't understand the majority of it, but okay. Shout out to you. I used to have friends, coworkers in Sonora, Mexico. It's not that weird, right? You know, you watch the news, but if you don't know, it's not that weird. A lot of people are like that. I know people from different places. When I was using Discord, I was on Discord more frequently back then. And at this time, I knew people on Discord from Germany, from Europe, from all over the place, all over the world. Yeah. So it's nothing to me, right? It's like nothing. It's like water on your back, right? It's like nothing. So that's how I feel about it. I'm from Texas and I know a couple Mexicans. You're from Austin, Texas. I'm from... Cool. Cool. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Okay, cool. Yeah, a little pride of where we're from. That's cool. Yeah, I like where I'm from. You know, we kind of have to have that like identity about our country. We can have identity about the internet, identity about who we become as a person. We can have identity about things like I'm a vegan. So I'm not afraid to tell people I'm a vegan. You know, we can have identity like I believe in science. I believe in God. I believe in both. Whatever. Cool. So all kinds of stuff. So what? Somebody's from Texas, you know, whatever it is. Pull up to the party. It's my crazy pink wig. Can't get through the door because my booty's too big. 1% human, 99 plastic. Thanks, Yamilian. That's pretty cool. Nothing, man. Absolutely nothing. Cool Nikes. Hey, thank you. There's the shoe collection. I recently put the trail running shoes up there. Man, I got way too many shoes. Don't ask. Don't ask. Way too many shoes. So I got the outdoor trail running shoes a little bit too. Bam. If you didn't know, now you know. Cool. I don't like the laws in Texas. I don't necessarily dislike Texas. I don't dislike Texas or Texans. Hello, brother from India. Hey, Pax, good to see you. Hello from the United States. Cheers to you in India. Shout out, shout out, shout out. I'm not annoyed. Why am I annoyed? I don't like people passing laws that tell me I have to be religious, right? I don't like people passing laws telling me I have to be religious. You have stamina. Cool. Yeah, I know. I do have a little stamina. Yeah, I prefer distance and trail running to other types of fitness, exercise, all that stuff. Michigan's in the rear view now. Keep your hands where I can see 'em. You took the words right out my mouth when you knew that I. What am I supposed to do now? Yeah, Donald Trump. I don't like Donald Trump as a president. Wouldn't say the president or that person is a person I like or dislike. Right? He's a person doing a job. I disagree with Donald Trump's policies. I'm not part of the. I'm not politically right wing. I'm not like a nationalist or something like this. So um, Donald Trump's giving money to billionaires, and he's taking from the international stage to do it. And so Donald Trump deceives people, he tricks people, he throws them off what's important and what matters. So something like that. Whatever. Season 5, Walter White, cool. Yeah, Walter White. I liked Breaking Bad. I watched a lot of the Showtime and HBO shows back in the day. Those shows were a lot of fun for me, right? Those shows were a lot of fun. I liked the shows a lot. I liked them. They were good shows. They were enjoyable shows. All kinds of good stuff. And yeah, and so cool. Donald J. Trump is a con man. How do you? Yeah, I mean, you say that, and I'll say his whole family made money on cryptocurrency, blockchain. They do these things called SPACs. Special public, stock offerings. And so special public acquisition companies, it's a way to steal money from investors, a way to steal money from the market. And so Donald Trump does these SPAC things, he hires people that does them, and so he knows how to get money. He knows how to, and yeah, he's not a billionaire. He knows how to get money. I like the same policies that you like. Yeah, the same policies that you like. My favorite policies are probably like, I don't know. My favorite policies are the ones where I get free food. I like free food. I like food. I like politically, I like housing. I like energy. And I like internationalism. Those are my policies, right? I like internationalism. Donald Trump's a criminal. He's a criminal, man. He's been a criminal for as long as I've been around. Crypto is money laundering. Yeah, you can definitely launder money with cryptocurrency. The fact that there's zero banking procedures around cryptocurrency, the fact that like XRP, Ripple, these other sort of, Bitcoin, whatever you want to say, all these things, they can go through these exchanges. So even though really high quality cryptocurrency tokens can be laundered, and yeah, whatever, you day trade, maybe you trade stock markets, you trade cryptocurrency, these things. Cool. Okay, that's not politics, right? That's just something you do. It's just a thing you do. No, I'm not. I was raised Catholic, Roman Catholic. Roman Catholic's one of the biggest Christian religions in the world. So Roman Catholics, we believe in the Pope at the Vatican. I don't believe it anymore, but yeah, you believe in the Vatican. So beautiful history, lots of beautiful buildings, lots of history, artifacts, lots of symbolism. The Catholics have the processions of the saints. So you have like Saint Francis, who cared for animals. You have Saint Sebastian as the patron saint of athletes and athletics. And yeah, lots of cool stuff. Yeah. I'm an advocate for grandparents being able to get visas for grandchildren. Yeah. I mean, human migration, that's one of the most basic and fundamental ones. People want to be able to move, You don't want to be the person who wants to move and then can't. So that's a really old political question. Are you allowed to be where you are? And are you allowed to be where you want to be? And so in the 1990s, this is political science. In the 1990s, when Europe sort of ratified the European Union, one of the first things, the big things that countries wanted to join the European Union was because you have no trade visas, you have no passports for each other and stuff like this, right? You can just travel in Europe. So not a big deal, right? Yeah, I don't believe, the main thing is I don't believe in religion and politics. I don't believe in religion and politics. I believe in, and yeah, I believe in discourse. I believe in conversations and stuff like that. Yeah. Most religion is based on faith. It's not about rational judgments. In my opinion, it's not about like really strong deductive or inferential types of evidences. And so if your faith is an explanation, cool, I can't argue against that. But yeah, just don't tell me what I have to believe or should believe. Don't tell me any of that stuff. I don't want to hear any of it. Yeah. A DNA strand like me is the blueprint for building living things and something animals want extinct millions of years ago, like dinosaurs left their blueprints behind us to find. Yeah, DNA. Hey, what's up, Dinosaur DNA? Yeah, cool. Yeah, cool account, cool YouTube chatting account. Yeah, dinosaurs had DNA, same part of our tree of life. They're related to plants and animals. Dinosaurs are very cool. Yeah, lots to be learned from there. So this means dinosaurs maybe had similar brain waves as we did, similar mental states about things as we do and other animals alive today do. Birds, modern day birds are still technically like dinosaurs. Birds are dinosaurs. So lots of cool stuff. Those blueprints are also practical, right? Those blueprints are also existing in our world today. You ruined your land in Hawaii. That's a forest fire, right? I'm not a forest fire, I don't believe. So what's up, Beast Chad? But yeah, shout out to Hawaii. Shout out to Hawaii. I want to buy a ukulele so I can sing. So I can sing an ukulele. Salted green beans can kill a man for the end. Salted green beans can kill a man for the end. Yeah, cool, cool. All right. All right. Never. Dinosaurs or birds. Yeah, I agree with you about religion, but can you not believe in politics? What does that mean to you? Yeah, I mean, I think saying that something like it's hard because everybody, by the time you reach the age of like high school, right? Like 15, 16, you've seen injustice, you've experienced injustice. You've maybe seen something like food insecurity, not having groceries. You've seen homelessness, maybe. You've maybe seen systems take people's houses away. You've maybe seen, and you've maybe even seen like the economic system forces people to work jobs they don't want. So in Arizona, we have a lot of construction here, right? And so to me, it's weird to think someone doing backbreaking blue collar labor in the richest country in the world, in the United States, they reach the age of 65 and all of a sudden they retire. They have no retirement money. They still have their kids' bills to pay for. And so respect, right? And so you work like, and there's people that lie about this too, but there are people that work two jobs their whole life and have nothing for it. And so I don't know how I would not believe in politics if that's something that politics talks about. I don't really share my relationship status online. I'm not, yeah. I don't talk about my relationship status online. Dinosaurs are the true birds. Cool. Yeah. Are you God? I would tell you you're not God. There's no evidence that you're God. There's no prior. So single. Yeah, I mean, same answer. I don't share my relationship status online that often, right? Like I basically never talk about that. Yeah, I think the internet takes care of people's sort of emotions a little bit. You know, people on the internet can be nice to each other occasionally. We take care of our animalistic and social selves, but that has nothing to do with like this, right? That has nothing to do with sex, right? That has nothing to do with sex. It has nothing to do with scholasticism. It has nothing to do with relationships. It's just people, right? And so you have this on a bowling team. You had this on a Rotary Club. You'd have this with an old friend from university, right? No sex, no nothing, no relationship, no love, no parabonding, none of this stuff. How many genders on planet Earth? Several, right? Two are normative, right? More than two are normative, right? I would say that a very safe conversation that doesn't require that much evidence is that, yeah, male, female, or neither male nor female, like that seems like it's pretty normative these days. But yeah, of course, people can expand on that. Say there's tons of genders. It's a gender identity. It's not gender in the same sense. And yeah, and there's other species that don't comport to like many, right? Any species that doesn't have meiosis, doesn't do meiosis, which is like the sexual reproduction cell division. This is also like a different form of so there's biology that you can reference to not be an ideologue. The earth is not flat, okay? The earth is not flat. It's never been flat. A A lot of times people who believe in God believe the earth is flat. People that believe in God may also, and this isn't a knock to them, but they may also believe the earth is only 6,000 years old. So this is called young earth creationism. And young earth creationism is like flat earth. You don't have to believe in either of these things. Yeah, in the United States, these are dominant religions, is that you're anti-science sometimes, but not everyone, right? Of course, there's other people too, so. It's a very strange question, but thank you. Is photosynthesis the powerhouse of the cell or something like that? Yeah, photosynthesis, how do plants grow? This was one of the, cool. Yeah, shout out to you in New Mexico, and yeah, it's probably never going to happen, but I appreciate it as well. So thank you, appreciate it. Photosynthesis is the powerhouse of the cell. Yeah. Yeah, how do plants grow? How does a plant actually get bigger? What does it eat? That's not that it is a complicated question. It actually is a question we don't think about or talk about. But how does a potato become a potato? You know, a potato is the root, but how does a potato grow? And so photosynthesis a process that's limited to something that occurs in a cell? The mitochondria, right? You know, when we think of a mitochondria is able to convert stuff to energy or something like this, you know, and so some of these questions actually are very complicated, but it is also a little funny of a troll question, in my opinion. I'm not trying to be a troll, but how does a plant grow? Like, tell me right now, actually, what does a plant do to grow? Where does it come from? Weird, huh? Isn't that so weird? Yeah, it's very strange. Very strange, right? It's crazy. Yeah. Because you breathe and you don't grow, right? You don't grow. When we breathe, this is the anaerobic process is actually catabolic. Breathing is catabolic. Anabolic is building something. So breathing is catabolic. It breaks things down. So you breathe and you don't grow. You breathe and you don't grow. You breathe oxygen, you don't grow. You breathe in gas from the atmosphere. You don't use that gas from the atmosphere to grow. You don't use that gas from the atmosphere to get bigger. So how does a plant grow, right? You believe in God, but you can't tell me how the plants grow. Or you tell me, like, not that, but you tell me I should believe in God. You tell me I should believe in Genesis, or I should believe in the end times, Revelation. I believe in the Brahmin. I believe in Sufi or Sunni or Islam or Wahhabism. Tell me how a plant grows, okay? Okay, cool. So now we're talking about something that you can actually teach me about, because I'm not a biologist. I don't know this stuff. I'm not a chemist. I'm not a molecular biologist. I don't know this stuff. I don't know what the process is. I'm homeostasis. Yeah, not homeless, for sure. Rock on. Shout out to the actual STEM people in chat and stuff. I think it's cool. It's interesting. It's not like that cool, but it is interesting, you know. Science ain't the be all end all, but yeah, if you guys are learning science, it is cool. There's a lot of people that'll think it's cool and stuff too, but it's good to know about. Hey, thanks, Oblivion. Shout out to you. I appreciate you as well. You reject Sunnism. Cool. Earth is cool, but I think the moon is cooler. Hey, what's up, GT? Good to see you. You know, GT and I are best friends. It's never been an act, brother. It's never been an act. This is just who I am. You know, I want to look like one of the One Direction boys one day, so I wear my silly suit jacket, skinny jeans. I got the sleeves all the way up. Namaste, brother. Namaste, brother. Whoops. Here, I'm going to give this to you. So you can be a good Gershon man. You can be a good Christian man like me, good Gershon man, and you got a communist potato as well. So there you go. Everybody gets commie potatoes when I'm around. Why do you have shoes on the table? I don't know. They look cool. I liked how they look. So I didn't have anything else back there. And pictures. Fuzzy Lumpkins says the grand show is eternal. It's always sunrise somewhere. The dew is never dried, and once a shower is forever falling, vapor is ever rising. Eternal sunshine, eternal dawn, and gloaming on the sea. Cool. Yeah, Beast Chad advocates for Earth. So let's see if the homie is still in chat. The homie is still in chat, folks. Let's go, baby. Bam. There we go. That's the homie, right? The homie, no offense, the homie, maybe he's playing video games with you, but the homie's also in chat, brother. Brother. Nah. Everybody's the homie. Let me go ahead and zone down a little bit. I'm not purposely skipping anyone's username or tag, but good to see everybody. Reading some chats, just saying hi, talking and all that stuff if you guys are new here. Bro is 15 and he's saying that he has little future. Bro. Yeah, I don't know, man. You know, we all want to have external achievements. Everybody does, right? This isn't male, female, nothing like that, but everyone does. So shout out to bro. You know, bro's 15. You know, yeah, you know, sometimes opportunities, it's so weird, you know, but sometimes when you're older, you'll see you just got to be there. It takes a year or two. You know, sometimes it starts right away. It's exactly what you thought it was. So make the most of every moment, you know, and yeah, shout out to you, bro. You know, if you're 15 and, you know, whatever, hopefully you got friends, family, you know, whatever. There's, you know, folks and stuff like that, right? I'm 36, so it's been a while since I've been 15. But yeah, you know, enjoy the ride, brother. Questions of the day. Who the hell chooses not to investigate their own assassination attempt? No idea, T-Killa. No idea. Why is Goofy considered a person and Pluto considered a pet when they are both dogs? All right, sorry about that. Hey, thanks, Delgado. Shout out to you. I don't think so, but I don't think so. What happened? Oh, thank you. Thank you. His eyes, they closed, and his last breath spoke. He had seen all to be seen. Delhi, cool. Hey, shout out to you. Old Delhi, not New Delhi. Yeah, cool. Cool, cool. Nice. Cool. Never played Roblox once in my life. I played Fortnite once. That's how unk I am. That's how old and lame I am. I don't play Arc Raiders. Haven't played Windrose. I used to play Halo. I used to play Sega Genesis, right? That's what we say. I played Sega Genesis. That's all you need to know. Game over, brother. I played Sega Genesis. How do I lose my fear of 2004 Dodge Durango titles? No idea, brother. No idea. White girl. Yeah, girls of all colors, of course. No girls. Yeah. Hey, what's up? Sarah Gale says hi. How often do you bust? I try to get it once or twice a day at least. Some days I bust 3 times. Hey, Bojack. Yeah, I would say that, you know, as a former Catholic, my advice regarding that is that, yeah, there's no shame. And yeah, you know, just kind of keep, you know, whatever, keeping in mind identity. You know, some people are monogamous. Some people like polyamory. Some people have no relationship goals. Some people are bisexual, pansexual, whatever. And so, yeah, you know, these questions are in some ways related to, some ways not related to health. But yeah, it's not a shame thing. There's no shame, I don't think, right? You know, and so, yeah, that's personhood. That's your privacy. So you don't have to actually share that, you know, if you're not actually asking for help or learning about that stuff. It's not what we do on the channel, obviously. But yeah, I'll just voice that out there for you. I'll voice that out there for you. Delhi is the most polluted city in the universe. Doesn't Delhi have a bunch of billionaires and shit too? Square root of 9. That's my YouTube trick. Whenever I don't know anything about the place people are from, I just say, well, hey, don't they just have a bunch of billionaires there? I don't know. The square root of 9 is 8 or something. Okay, because I've been work at it. Yeah, square root of 9 is 3, I believe. I believe it's 3. Yeah. The square root of 9 is 3. Yeah. No idea. Yeah. I'm not good at math, so yeah, I'd prefer not to be viewed as a dad or a role model. I'm just a person on the internet. Shout out all you guys. Obviously, it's tons of fun to hang out and stuff. Who knows? I could be a cult leader. Maybe you guys don't know I'm a religious extremist. You guys maybe don't know I'm an academic, but I'm very ideological, right? I only believe 1 or 2 ideas, and I want you to as well. I'm very greedy and selfish. I'm going to convince some of you guys to give me all your money, and you're going to help with that, right? You're going to help the people that give me my money. So not a role model, not a dad, just a dude, 36-year-old kind of bummed out guy who likes doing streaming, likes talking to people, likes having fun with his friends on the internet. Yeah, free Palestine. Yeah, definitely peace for Palestinians, Gazans, Lebanese, peace for Israeli people, peace for Egypt. All of this. Yeah. Shout out anyone who subscribes to Islam in chat. Shout out to you guys. Anyone who subscribes to Judaism, Christianity, Hinduism, Confucianism, Tao, Buddhism, all these faiths, religions, world traditions, indigenous religions, African faiths. Shout out to you guys. And interesting to remember, splitting the difference from religion, there's indigenous faith traditions almost everywhere, right? Indigenous faith traditions almost everywhere. And so when people say, well, you have to be Christian in the United States, no, you don't, right? Our ancestors in the US came from someplace and had indigenous religious, spiritual beliefs. The Native Americans, the indigenous people in the US have native religious beliefs in their culture, right? And so, yeah, it's disrespectful. Hey, good luck to your sister. Yeah, good luck to your sister. Hopefully she gets taken care of there and stuff like this. And yeah, I'm not a veteran. I can do stolen valor stuff. I'm a good Gershtin man. Good Gershtin man. That's you guys, right? Hey, yeah. So shout out any of the veterans in chat, wherever you guys are from, for your service and the whatnot, of course, right? And so, yeah, crazy experience, of course. And yeah, my granddad flew planes. So yeah, cool. He got shot down in one too. Yeah, I spent a couple of weeks in a canoe. He ate his buddy's leg off. So that was that. Yeah. Hey, Phil, if you're going to be a freaking troll in chat and your message isn't even showing up for other people, so you're just going to troll me, then I'm going to say, what if I even started trolling you back, you freaking troll? Freaking troll comments? Jesus. I mean, it's true, but freaking troll anyways, dude. Freaking troll. Let's see. Cole says Christ is Lord. Multiculturalism destroys society. Deport these people. Wow, bro. Wow. That's Christian nationalism. So I'm not going to pull the message up, but yeah, because I'm monetized on the channel now, so I'm not asking for money or anything. But I don't want to pull up messages that are maybe against TOS and may make people in chat uncomfortable. But yeah, so to say Christ is Lord and multiculturalism destroys society. And we have policy already. We should deport people that are specific religions. So the aspect of multiculturalism this commenter wishes to stomp down on is religion. It's religion, right? And perhaps religion that is not detangled or detached from certain connotations of, yeah, if you're an Arab-speaking Muslim, does that make you more Muslim than someone who converts to Muslim later in their life, converts to Islam? They find their shahada and, they're on their ways or something like this, right? I go do a birthright citizenship. Yeah, old Uncle Ukraine and Uncle Poland is, actually, was Jewish. So I go do birthright citizenship to Israel or something. So I don't agree with this because I don't know those people's journeys or experiences. Who knows? Yeah, it's not about saying, well, Slumdog Millionaire was a drug addict and then found Islam, and so good for him. It's just saying, yeah, it doesn't matter, right? Maybe you became a millionaire at blackjack or playing poker, and then suddenly, you decided Islam was a moral salvation for you, or Judaism or Christianity. Okay, so that's who you're talking about. There's no politics there, so you didn't prove anything. You didn't even share a political belief. Christ is Lord, multiculturalism destroys society. No, it doesn't. How do you know? How would you even know something like that? How would you explain that? Hey, shout out Bangladesh. Yeah, shout out Bangladesh. Yeah. Shout out Bangladesh. My dad's Bengali. My dad is he doesn't live in, he lives in Texas, and I believe he was Texas, North Carolina, but my dad was Bengali. Yeah, so true story, I had a friend in high school who was Bengali. I had a Persian friend, a Bengali friend, and then I had a bunch of Indian friends, a bunch of Mexican friends, Yeah, so that's my multiculturalism, is it just wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, we were all, for the most part, not everyone, but we all had some privilege, right? We were middle, anywhere from lower middle class to upper middle class, all of us. So, okay. Racism doesn't exist. We are made in God's image. We are one race living in one world. Many cultures, pigments, religions. Separation of race by color is a product of Satan. Yeah, I don't know that I agree with any of that, because what racism, and the reason isn't because it's right. Because if you say, well, I'm a Christian, so I'm a Christian, or I'm religious, I'm spiritual, and so because the spiritual narrative for me describes all of humanity, it encompasses it, so there's no racism. Well, racism is actually talking about either genetics or morphology, right? It's talking about the underlying code in DNA. This is called racial realism. So they're saying there's underlying code or a reason for why races are distinct. Racism is also racial realism, can also say, well, the morphology, right? Maybe it doesn't matter what a set of code or instructions means. So racial realists might say, well, DNA doesn't matter. But at the same time, they might say, well, it's because we look different or we have different brains, right? Well, we still hear the same sounds. Our brains still all process things the same way. And so that is for many reasons, that is an inaccurate anti-scientific belief, right? Inaccurate, right? And so someone's either anger, hatred, or disgust at seeing something they don't understand, don't like, that's racism, right? And so race realism is a pseudoscientific term that gets attached to racism. And so, yeah, we are one race, but it's not because of spirituality. It's for the same exact reasons that racism prescribes that we're different, right? Many cultures, yeah, and religions, yeah. Yeah, and so who knows? Yeah. Cool. Muhammad liked them, okay. Okay. Hulk Hogan with a V or Megan Fox with a D? Yeah, in either case, I think that, parabonding is a very deep, you may disagree, but my feeling is parabonding is a very deep biological function. However, aesthetics and beauty standards and terms we often associate like sexy, or sexualized, right? Objectifying someone. These are irrespective to transgenderism. So if you're asking if I would rather hook up or describe the beauty of Hulk Hogan with a V or Megan Fox with a D, yeah, I mean, would be either, right? 50-50. I don't have a preference there, Cool. Congrats with your shower. Yeah, shout out Drayden. Shout out Drayden for all that stuff. You killed Mustache Man. Another blocked comment says, I killed this guy in my past life, I swear. Cool. Congratulations, I suppose. That's an accomplishment. Fuzzy says, this isn't TOS. Fuzzy says Muhammad clapped Aisha at 6 and 60. Okay. Can you guys not say stuff like that, please? Can you guys not say stuff like that, please? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Hulkmania, though, come on, bro. This is from Sailor Moon. It says Hulkmania, though, come on, bro. Yeah, yeah, okay. So, okay, fair point. Yeah, fair point. Yeah, Rage in the Cage. Okay, my dad used to squeeze my head really super hard, like Great Khalil did to Rey Mysterio. Yeah, I used to like watching Kane and Undertaker, the WWC wrestlers. Some of them did come over to WWF eventually and WWE. But yeah, I just didn't have access to the channels that had WWC, so I played them in video games and stuff. But yeah, yeah, I will not play you at Mortal Kombat for a $300 bet. Booze, I don't have $300 and you would beat me. I don't have $300 and you would beat me. Who cares if Hogan was a racist that wand? Okay. Yeah, Big Yahoo. Hey, what's up, Stanley the Great? Does thou fare well, good companion? Hey, Stanley. Yeah, thou does fare well. Fairly well, good companion. I hope you're well and happy. Happy Earth Day. Happy Earth Day to you. Just happy Earth Day. And of course, yeah, of course. By the way, why are you live streaming? I don't know. I felt like going live. I got done with one of my friends' panels and wanted to go live. I like when I live stream, I work on stuff, even if you guys don't see it. So I'm always working on trying to create better content, even if I seem drab or dull, even if it's not trying to get like 10 new subscribers, right? I'm not trying to do that stupid stuff, but yeah, so I'm live streaming because I want to make the world a better place. I think the internet and streaming can do that. And I also like talking to you guys, right? Yeah, I've been live now 42 minutes. It feels like it's been 5 minutes. You guys are interesting, funny. I get to be myself. And yeah, cool. If I've got the smartphone, I've got the microphone, and I'm up here and I'm streaming, you guys can always choose to go to another channel, leave, stuff like that. And we can choose to keep the conversation going as well. You know, absolutely. So how do you pick a religion when they are all faith-based? Yeah, whatever makes sense. You know, there can still be explanations for irrational things. So like a good example is, why do you like spicy food? And there may be a genetic reason why you like spicy food, but that's a subjective, like irrational thing. But there still may be reasons why you like or love spicy food or something like that. Yeah, and so I still think when we think of the abductive space, where it's just like, give me an explanation for it, okay? Explain it to me. You know, that's how I would answer the question. So an example is, I liked Catholicism. My Catholic faith I liked when I was Catholic because I believed in social justice, you know? But I can find social justice in Islam, in evangelical Christianity. I can find it in Judaism. I can find it in Hinduism, Buddhism. I can find it in meta philosophy or meta ethics or in ethics. I can find it in political science and social science. But I can also just say, well, that's one of the best reasons, right? And so that's somewhat irrational, but it still has an explanation to it. So I was Catholic for an irrational reason, but it's explainable. So that's how I feel. But yeah, what is this about the live stream? Yeah, we're politics, political science, and then philosophy, religion, just kind of hanging out. Sometimes I sing into my microphone as best as I can. Even if it's not that good, I try. Even if my voice is tired. Even if I ran out of emo licks. Yeah, and so we do stupid stuff like that. And yeah, so welcome. Yeah, subscribing is free. If I'm one of your top 10% YouTube channels, feel free to hit the bell, be notified. If you enjoy being notified when live streams go on or when new shorts come out, you can hit the bell. And yeah, thanks for being here. I pray Jesus is the moonlight. Yeah. Why are white people so greedy? I bet you can't answer it. Yeah. I mean, so when we think about normativity and power, I think what some of this statement means is that I would interpret it as the civilizational sort of share of European colonialism and zero sum games, right? So in power to me isn't like a social or intersectional description where we're talking about suffering and experience. To me, power as a political science guy is about the zero sum competitive nature of things. So, of course, Indo-European languages that evolved into Christendom or European states like the United States have produced zero sum competition. Some of that, a good, maybe in your opinion, a good portion of it, but some of that is exploitation. Some of that is based on greed, perhaps. But yeah, saying that people in power have greed isn't about zero sum competition. It's about money, right? So it's about something smaller. So I think there's a lot to clean up in that statement, Beastie Chad. And I think one of the problems that you're having in the statement as well is reifying or agreeing with instantiating racial descriptions firstly versus constructed versus those social level descriptions. That's going to be, you're going to have a harder time getting into other processes and the whatnot with that. Let me scroll down a bit. Wow, you guys, these are all such great messages. I'm trying to keep up, trying to do some shout outs as I'm going. I didn't intentionally skip your message. I say this every stream now. So if you guys want me to respond to something, tag me just like I typed it in chat. And yeah. Can we see legal documents? You want to talk about why the CIA sucks, bro? I'll give you 3 reasons. First of all, most intelligence is operational intelligence. It's meant for an operation. And so when you think about what that actually does to a person, dude, the CIA sucks. Yeah, the second reason is just the CIA sucks. You know, you got this old trope again about a bucket full of money in a briefcase, right? Why? Because everybody likes money. And so the CIA sucks for that second reason. What's the third reason? Well, the third reason is because most intelligence is operational and it's about a briefcase full of money. The CIA doesn't get any respect anymore. So the CIA sucks for those 3 reasons. Those are my legal documents, dude. I got them from Quora. Where'd you get yours, bro? Yeah, the stream's political science. The last video, if you guys, anyone's interested in political science, Iran or Islam, my last video it's got like 14 views, but it covers from the perspective of political science, the impact of Islam on economies. Guess what that is? It's basically 0. So is there such a thing as a Muslim country with a Muslim economy? Well, in some sense, in the most important sense, I would argue and encourage you to see no, like, right, you're going to be less accurate. And then the second thing was, if you want to watch it, right, this isn't about Islamophobia, bullying people. Yo, do you hate Islam? I don't know who that's for. And then military spending in Islamic nations, developing countries, this type of thing. Bro, how can you act like Islam isn't evil? All right. Yeah, trying to get along, right? So I don't think, because I'm an atheist and cultural atheist, I don't think if the state makes you believe a religion, and I don't think that if people are trying to convert you, it can truly be peaceful. It's competing automatically. It's competing for your time and your space and attention. But this is just like every other country, right? What about capitalism? I'm going to convince you to buy something for $1 and sell it for $2. Cool. I happen to believe that. I believe it's an empirical topic, not metaphysics, but so do a lot of people, right? And so that's something that a lot of people have in common is we can be, okay, maybe not selfish, but understand how some of the things in our civilization work. And so, yeah, I'm not going to say Islam is a hateful religion, right? What about Detroit? What about Detroit, Michigan, right? There's broke-ass Arabs in Detroit. There's broke-ass Arabs in Ohio. You know, you've got broke-ass Muslims everywhere in the United States, right? You know, and so I think if you're trying to tell me that these are warlike people, no, they're not, right? These guys vote Democrat. So what are you talking about? Yeah, Donald Trump said Ilhan Omar steals money. No, if I remember correctly, Somalis vote Democrat, right? Uh, why was that? Why? Why? Yeah, because you want to give a 9-year-old Somali who cares more about Fortnite and when his mom gets off work or some shit. You want to give him the 10 Commandments in school. You want him to go to Washington to pray. You want to put him under a flag and have him pray. Okay, put him under the flag, but all your weird Christian stuff, you want him to learn Christian rules in the law books and stuff, Donald Trump. You support this guy, Charlie Kirk. You say, hey, go to social media. It's no longer the things you're interested in. It's no longer ultimately science, biology, other STEM topics. It's no longer culture, art, poetry. It's not all of it, some of it, athletics, whatever. It's not saying, hey, bro didn't save a penny before he was 18, right? It's none of this stuff. No, it's Charlie Kirk saying that your heroes aren't heroes. It's Charlie Kirk saying you have to believe this shit. So Islam is a hateful religion. By that same token, hey, look at the United States. That's all I'm saying. By the same token, right? Islam does not integrate, it conquers. Yeah, this is one of the legacies of organized religion, is that, yeah, by the same token, historically and in some present day contexts, Islam favors autocratic or more narrow forms of less reciprocity forms of government, right? Because if it's one person, this isn't some God person, it's one person, right? If it's 5 people, it's not 5 people, it's one person. But there's counter narratives to this as well. Iran's has a more progressive president. Apparently, it seems to have not stopped a lot of the sort of security measures inside the state of Iran. There's still a lot of opposition to the regime. And so the fact that your president's someone who's historically opposed brutal crackdowns maybe doesn't change that many people's minds about that form of Islamic government, but that's also not the religion or history or civilization or civilizations of Islam or something like this. I don't know. You tell me this though, right? We didn't teach each other how to farm. We didn't teach each other how to lock animals in cages. That's a bunch of bullshit. So whatever. Okay, cool, sick. Ooh, wow. Who are they to govern the whole world? Hey, they're nobody. They're nobody. They're nobody. Thank you guys all for being here. Appreciate all the kind chats and stuff like this. And yeah, if you guys want to subscribe, like button's free. Subscribe is free here. Welcome to DucksY. I love it when you guys like coming in and staying. It also does, like, obviously it's not a reason, but it does weirdly help the channel grow. So it's one of those weird things. So thanks for being here. I try to invest in the things you guys say so I can keep making good content without being creepy YouTube guy, That's what it looks like and sounds like to me, but, whatever. This guy definitely wears corduroy. Well, you've caught me, chap. You've caught me. Back in my better Oxford days, I had elbow patches, as it were. Still do if there's too much rambunctious chatter. Too much rambunctious chatter. They're not properly referencing the presidents. Of course I get angry. Chappy? Yeah, and if you guys are legit about political science, fun to talk about stuff here. I'm going to try and do more research when current events come up. I'm going to try to do more research, but there are legit like PhD streamers and stuff like that too. Okay, well, why and how long you're in front of a camera? What? Yeah, okay, so you're talking about non-state groups, you're talking about propaganda, violence, so you're talking about a specific form of extremist violence, right? You're talking about extremist violence. Okay, cool. Say that then, bro. Make it much easier for me. Make it 10 times easier for me, please. Yeah. To have a backbone, good is good and evil is evil. Do I? Do you know where the fuck I live? Do you know where the fuck I live? Yeah, I live in the United States. Where do you live? Wahhabism, yeah. Okay, cool. Saudi Arabia. Sick. I fucking know that too. Cool. Yeah, you guys want to hire a bunch of Ethiopians to build buildings and sell oil, right? Cool. Sick. Do you think it gets better than that? Yeah, it definitely can, right? North Carolina, bro. North Carolina, come on and raise up. Take your shirt off and spin it around your head. Spin it like a helicopter. North Carolina. When President Trump or Hegseth orders this shit to go do a drill or something, it's like thousands of hours that have gone prior to this, right? It's thousands of hours that have gone prior to this. So just so you know, the deep state is real. Big is big. Small is small. Real is real. And so when people start talking, so it's like, okay, so you want to talk about political extremism, but when I'm thinking about the US military or any military in the world, any of the nuclear states, any of the states with air forces, navies, land-borne forces, but you're going to try to make me feel cultural and emotional about it. Why would I feel that way? Why would I feel that way if it's not going to help me with peace? I don't want to celebrate violence just because it is that way and it is there. I don't want to celebrate it. You look like that psycho boss Home Simpsons helped out one time. Yikes. I don't know if that's true. You live in your mom's basement. I live in my mommy's basement, my daddy's basement, my neighbor's basement. Anyone who will have me and hold me. Anyone, please. No, I think the New Testament tells you you can take the old books and those are still true. That's all it says. It doesn't say that much more than that. And so this is one of those crazy things, right? Because I like you, actually, right? I like you. But if you're telling me that this story that you can take 1,000 years of old books and turn them into a new book, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, right? Hey, thanks, Riley. Appreciate it. A little jacket, a little yellow shirt. Thank you. Appreciate it. What the helly? What the helly? What in the helly? These grown people talking. Yeah. Yeah, basically. Makes sense with the clothes. Yeah. Do you think it's too bad to be nice? Yeah. Basically. Basically. Hey, shout out to Hawaii. Hey, all them people learning the Bible in Pidgin. All them people out there. Shout out to you guys. Shout out Hawaii. Shout out the Caribbean. Shout out Nigeria. Shout out, yeah, I'm a big running fan, so shout out the Kenyan running crew. Shout out just Kenya, I guess, too. African Union. Shout out Chad. Chad is one of the coolest places in the world. Anjanima, deeply affected by climate change. Their capital is 60% of their workforce in the capital works in agriculture. 60%. Imagine Washington, D.C. or Mumbai. 60% of the people work in agriculture. What? Very crazy. 60% of people in Bangalore. Whatever. I don't know. Who else? What's the capital of Bangladesh? I should probably know that, right? I'm an idiot. Dhaka, yeah, 60% in Dhaka work in agriculture. So in Chad, they have 1.2 million refugees. Do you know who complained about having refugees? Donald Trump. Chad has a per capita GDP of $1,000 a year. $1,000 a year. And in Chad, they take on 1.2 million refugees. 1.2 million refugees in Chad. $1,000 GDP. Agriculture. You grow crops in your capital city. What do? They take on 1.2 million refugees. Bunch of bullshit, right? And so people want to talk about moral uprightness or doing the right thing. It's impossible and whatever. You know, who cares how you feel about it, how people feel about it there? The fact that you did it, you do it, and hope, you know, whatever. Like the fact that you do it and you do it and you don't treat these people like a burden. And you don't say that like, well, hey, no one else can do this, right? We can't just do the right thing. That's BS. That's BS. Anjanima Chad. Anjanima. He avoids trans questions. No, I don't. Why don't you guys close the stream and go back into chat. Go look at the channel rules. Go look at the channel rules on my page. What do the rules say? It says that we're allyship channel. So that's either true or it's not. I think it's true. That's BS. Yeah, YouTube's not going to grow my channel. They're going to demonetize it, take away all the money and stuff like this. No offense. Hey, who knows? I don't know. Why? Because if people say, hey, Judaism is bad or something like this, or they say Islam is bad, I talk about it. Why? Because I say bullshit. Because I say fuck that shit. I say bad words all the time, dude. I don't want that. I'm so poor, dude. I'm so poor. Did you just say Chad has $1,000 per capita? Yeah, per capita in Chad is $1,000. Per capita in Chad is less than, it's in that range, right? It's in that range. So he should avoid the shirt and throw it in the trash. I like my shirt. It's a nice shirt. I like my shirt. I appreciate the shirt. You're on drugs or have a mental illness for something. I'm leaving. Whoa, hey, thanks, Dipstick. Appreciate the hundreds. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. That's huge. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You people are on drugs or have a mental illness for something. I'm leaving because I'm not giving you my time. All right, see you, Daniel. If you want to come back, talk philosophy, political science, spirituality, consciousness, stuff like this, moral stance, independence, and morality, or you guys want to talk about moral objectivity, objective morals, Immanuel Kant, any of this stuff, come tell me. Come tell me this is what we want to talk about. Otherwise, I'm having fun reading chat too. But yeah, when you guys introduce topics, I love that stuff. So we'll see you around, brother. Take care. See you around. Are morals objective? I think so. I think I can, and my example is I can say, well, it's wrong to kill. Killing is wrong. And so because I can say killing is wrong, morals are objective, and they're also stance independent. They're also stance independent because it means the evidence that I'm going to bring in doesn't have to do with your feelings, right? How you feel about something, how you approach a moral problem. It may just be the case killing is wrong, and so morals are objective, and it's independent of stance. The caller, yes, sir, yeah. I know. I'm not look maxing. I'm not a look maxer. I'm not clav. I'm not clavicular. I'm not on Fansly. I'm not doing OnlyFans. I'm not one of these big, I'm not one of these very popular sort of culture streamers, discourse culture. I've got my like sexy page up and stuff like that, right? I'm not like, there's some of these gaming chicks used to work in the adult industry and stuff. I don't have any of that going for me. So yeah, I'm coming at it from a different angle, disadvantaged a little bit, no parents. Yeah. Look maxing. Hey, what up, Poots? Shout out, Poots. Are you a Lakers fan? I got Kobe on my desk. Just incidentally. I collect basketball cards. I'm also a little neurodivergent. And so I know Kobe Bryant's been accused of some bad stuff, but his cards are very, very popular. I played Kobe Bryant video game. So I have this basketball card. Sorry. Kobe Bryant in a Christmas suit, game worn. So Kobe Bryant wore that Santa suit. And so, yeah, I like the Lakers. I like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar a lot. Jerry West, Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal. I love Shaq. Shaq used to play for the Phoenix Suns. So, yeah. Hey, we can't be cool with everyone. I can. Sharia law is barbaric. Yeah, proceduralism is barbaric. Being irresponsible is barbaric. Sharia law, yeah, okay. I don't want to talk about that one more, right? Because not everyone in an Islamic country, even if you're subject to Sharia law, you don't do Sharia law. So it's just like any other system of law. Hey, what up, Poots? Thanks for the floating heart. We got a floating heart in chat. Appreciate it. Very cool. Thank you. I'm sorry, Victoria. What happens when USA is in two places? I don't know. Fashion advice. It's very solid fashion advice. There's not a single gas station on earth that sells clothes. Right? There's not one fucking gas station that's ever sold a shirt. And I know that's true. So, I can just picture you own a gas station and what you're suddenly going to be folding and stocking shirts or something like this, right? Doesn't make any sense. Thoughts on U.S. politics? Yeah, lots of them. Yeah, I oppose MAGA. I oppose Donald Trump. I think there's growing distrust of MAGA, and there's growing distrust of the inclusion of religion in politics. The thing is that conversation takes up a lot of space. And my values are about sustainability, a circular economy. My values are about globalization. Globalization is a U.S. political word for seeing America, seeing ourselves as part of a global community, and cosmopolitanism. Right, my identity is that of a global citizen. So when I buy something, I'm buying something in other countries too. When I sell something, I'm also selling something from another country. So I try to keep that stuff in mind, and that's my main thoughts on U.S. politics today. And yeah, I'm very opposed. I think Donald Trump is a war criminal, and he's committed crimes against humanity. So he's just done stuff that I think is illegal based on the Constitution. So He asked Congress for $1 trillion. He asked Congress for like $1 or $2 trillion for a stupid war. Nobody voted to go to war, so forget that guy. There's not a growing mistrust with Trump. It's a total mistrust in all of government. Yeah. Maybe, yeah. I mean, I don't want to do deep state conspiracies, and that's not what that is, right? Distrust of government. But to say that somebody has a job to do, I will be responsibly listening and supporting that person. I'm not going to automatically jump to conclusions. I don't want to sound like an android or a robot repeating talking points and stuff. You know, that's part of the reason we do the chat engagement on my channel, because on my channel, I set the rules, right? I'm the big rule daddy. You're looking at rule daddy here, baby. Rule daddy. Congress has about an 8% approval rating. You think Obama was a war criminal as well? How about Bush? Bush was probably a war criminal. He lied to Congress to get a war passed. He lied to Congress and got into a war that he shouldn't have. And so by that same token, Obama carried on that same war. So the answer would be, ironically, the answer would be yes. So I'm for nonviolence. I'm for pro-peace. I don't believe there's such a thing as a just war. I don't believe there's such a thing as a just war. I don't believe we ever have to fight. And so Obama was a war criminal. Obama killed American citizens with drones. Obama killed little kids with drones. Obama blew up buildings, schools with drones, right? So let's be honest about that. And yeah, you know, so that's violence. That's violence, right? So there's got to be context, right? Also, to say someone's a war criminal means there's evidence. It's jurisprudence. It's about the law, not the law of the land. It's about the law itself. Jurisprudence, it's about the nature of the law. It's about what law they broke. We are human. War is what we do. It has been, it has been since the very earliest civilizations. Humans have fought and gone to war. We made decisions that about the actual physical place that we're in, right? The landmass that we were on, the notable landmarks, or access to resources. These were all reasons that people have always fought. These are all reasons people have always fought. And so, yeah, it is probably possibly true, right? If you guys were reading some of these comments, some people might disagree, but there's some reason why people may have fought, you know? And so from my perspective, you know, fighting for religious reasons or for greed reasons because we don't speak the same language, or because, every excuse in the book. It's always every freaking excuse. I don't believe that. I don't believe in that. I don't think it's a good lesson, right? I don't believe it's a good lesson. So come here for a minute, okay? And so if you want to learn about something that you perceive as violence, maybe it's not violence, right? There's no justification to hurt somebody. Hey, shout out to Poots. He's #1 on the chat leaderboard, so shout out to Poots. Thanks so much. That's also what you guys get for when you guys send jewels or gifts to myself or other streamers. YouTube gives you these extra little points to put you up on the chat leaderboard, the top fans board. So I'll just do a quick shout out. Poots, Angela, thank you. Chris Willis, GB, a bunch of these folks. So shout out to all you guys. Yeah. Shout out. Gas is $3.50 where I'm at. Cool. Yeah. Hey, that's cheaper. It's like $8 a gallon in Europe. And so, yeah, gas is a scarce resource. Whoa, thanks again. Floating hard from Poots again. Shout out. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, rep. Thank you for supporting the stream and supporting me and the channel. Thank you. What is this Rabbi Shmuley? Hey, I don't know Rabbi Shmuley. I've never met the man. Met him, I can't even see him. Why can't you see him? Well, he's not here. How can I see him if he's not here? Wow. Them shits is cheap. No excuses for a stretched out neck, sloppy. This kind of stretched neck, brother, is that real? No, I told you guys this before. So I am a Thai, Swahili, Caribbean, Eastern Russian, Slav motherfucker, right? This is a VTube channel. So one day I'll show you guys not my avatar. One day I'll show you what I really look like. And so yeah, this is AI. This is AI that looks like that does that. Where do you think that came from? Where do you think that came from, folks? That's hard work. I'm just kidding. Yeah, not trying to do that. Yeah, I did. I used to work out. And yeah, just going slow, learning how to work out and that kind of stuff. Man, yeah, I haven't started up the Discord. We're just not there yet. We're not there yet. I don't know how I'm gonna do that too, because I'm not like super busy with 1,300 subscribers, 1,333, right? But I do spend a lot of time on YouTube with other channels and stuff. I've got to work out. I've got a family and stuff too. So I'm figuring out my whole life while I'm figuring out this YouTube stuff. So I have a Discord, but I don't really use it. But yeah, if you guys see me around on a Discord or a YouTube, feel free to shout out to me. Shout out to you guys. Thanks. It'll be good to see you around. Yeah, it'll be good to see you around. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Discord's cool. I already have one set up. If you go to my channel, I don't know if I left the link up, but it's called the Duck Pond. I never check it. I'm never on Discord. I'm in politics, Discord politics. I'm in a couple other of my friends' servers and stuff like that too. But yeah, looks like you walked into Goodwill and decided. Yeah, this is from Goodwill. That's the funny part. This is from Goodwill, right? Funny stuff. Funny story, right? Hilarious. Yeah. I just got to put the glass. Yeah, this is like incredibly low budget Don Lemon, right? Incredibly low budget Don Lemon, folks. Yeah. You go to our poll. I don't know what that is. I actually don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I'm on the discord.gg/politics, but I don't use it that often, right? I don't like the double talk. You know, when people are taught using racist language to try and explore the world or have a funny conversation, I don't use it that often. I don't really I can, but I don't use it that often. So, you know, whatever. I was getting 250,000 video views on Instagram until they axed the channel. Whoa, crazy. Well, congratulations on the success there, Victoria. I hope, yeah, if you learned something about that aspect of the economy and you've got income that can help you kind of start over, that obviously sucks, but hopefully. Nah, I'm not going to do 4chan. Can't do it, bro. Can't do it. I got too many of these books. About sex and identity, actions, praxis, sex. I got too many of these books about monkeys, moral monkeys. Look at that, man. You guys are upset at me about something, moral monkeys. I don't care. Blah. In your face, guys. In your freaking face. Moral monkeys. Shush it, right? Shush it. Whatever, bros. Whatever, bros. Yeah. But yeah, to anyone doing content, good luck. Obviously, shout out. I'm not like this huge church of social media guy. You know, I try not to disrupt stuff people are already doing, obviously. But yeah, good luck to you guys. Don't rush to find out who you are, what you want to do on it. And if you have a chance to get another job, you should probably do that too. If you don't have any other options except social media, good luck. You know, but whatever. Yeah, it is fun. It's a lot of fun. It is fun. That looks like an African. Hey, shout out. Yeah, shout out. Shout out anyone, any folks from the continent of Africa in the chat. Shout out to you. Hello. What? Hello. What? Bro, I said what? Dude, I said hello, bro. I ain't trolling, dude. What? No, he said hello. What? Dude, I don't even know. Give it a break, right? Go work for Google. Maybe give me a Billy. One Zuckerberg got the $signs. He's going to make a milli. We making a new social media. What? That's crazy, dude. That's social media? No way, bro. That's crazy, dude. That was your plan? Yes, dude. What can those books teach? I don't know. I thought you were American, my B. You look American. Cool. Yeah, I am American. Yeah, I am. I'm in Arizona. I'm an American. Where are the documents? What? I said, where are the freaking document, dungus? Where are the documents, dude? I came to get the documents. I'm not a bad guy. I ain't a tango. Well, what are you then? I just came for the documents. Frickin' frick. Whoa, hey, thanks, Silicon, for the flower emojis. Those look awesome in chat. I appreciate you. Shout out, shout out. I love those YouTube emojis. I love all the emojis. They look nice. They brighten up chat a little bit. Breaks up the text too. And so, yeah, thank you. Beautiful. Happy Earth Day. Happy end of Earth Day to everybody. Happy end of Earth Day. Happy, 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 happy end of Earth Day. Hey, what up, Rebecca Green? Good to see you. Happy end of Earth Day to you as well. How many people you got? How many people you got to pal? Right. 5? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Hell yeah, goat, fish, flowers. Yeah, my favorite. My freaking favorite animals and plants and stuff on Earth. Yeah. I used to love seeing the goats at the farms in Arizona, and then we had fish and stuff here too. I had no clue. I still have no clue about any of that stuff, but it's whatever. I don't know. It's whatever. Hell yeah. If you were the president, what things would you fix in America? There's no wrong answer because you can only fix one problem at a time. Yeah, feel free. Yeah, so if I was president, if I was El Presidente or some shit like this, I would my number one objective would be getting the Fed back to normal. And this is going to be really boring. You guys would say I'm never going to vote for this guy, but that would mean that people in tech and people in the energy industries were done lying. It would mean we're done listening to people like Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA. We're done listening to Elon Musk. We're done listening to these pundits, these for-profit pundits on Fox News, these Fox business analysts, the MSNBC, Wall Street shills. We're done listening to these people, right? And so if you want to look at the roots of your problems, it's that you want the comfortable, some voters think that the comfortable solution gets them what they want, but it isn't, right? It's actually just letting the government work like it's supposed to. And so I would say I'm going to encourage civic mindedness, civic leadership, and civil society, in and around markets that allow us to be a true free market economy, and bring up conversations that would allow more sustainable and circular approaches to our own economy while pushing an agenda, a policy platform, an agenda of globalization and cosmopolitan ideals. And so that's what I would run on. And I would say for the working class, look, if nothing else, maybe you do or don't have hope that there's going to be change coming in 4 years. And so you're going to want to vote for the person who's promising you something. And I would say that my economy, my country as president, you will be seen, heard, felt, and known like you never have been. And it's not just you, it's the people you care about. So it's a responsible decision. I would earn your vote. And guess what? I will spend every second in office going to find those stories of injustice and working to fulfill the campaign promise. So if that's my campaign promise, you may not want to vote for me, but guess who you're voting for, right? You're not electing a pope. You're electing someone that will keep the United States safe, keep the United States working, and keep your stories in policy, right? None of this billionaire class policy, nothing for Wall Street, nothing for the campaign website, none of this bullshit, right? And so if you want an honest press conference and you honestly want to see honesty, then hey, join me for the ride. Bitcoin. I don't know what Bitcoin is. I'm a little neurodivergent. Yeah. So I don't talk about it that much, but in terms of it's really difficult for me to use speech like this. Difficult for me to use speech to keep up with conversations in terms of the social context. It's a lot easier for me to just kind of sense, feel, and respond to stuff. And so when somebody asks a question, I'll usually just answer it. And the answer to the question can be about like almost anything, right? Right. So that's, Yeah. And so, that's the reality. Hey, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. That's some mighty words for someone who voted for Trump. I didn't vote for freaking MAGA. Hey, theoretical physicist. I doubt that's true, but if you have a Question, comment, concern, complaint. Hey, physicist, what's a variable? How do you collect data? What's a variable? What's a variable? Right-wing socialism. I don't believe in nationalism. I don't believe deeply in socialism either. I consider myself a progressive Democrat, and I'll always be that, right? A progressive Democrat doesn't need a corrupt Federal Reserve. A progressive Democrat doesn't need some avant-garde hippie co-op, tech industry or energy companies, right? And so a progressive Democrat, will talk about regulation, will talk about the social safety net, and that is also irrespective of saying that, well, we live in a free market economy, it's a liberal country, and we play a role in global politics. That shouldn't be too much for people to embody, right? Oh, it's too esoteric, it's not concrete, it's not tangible. What the fuck are you talking about, right? Go fuck yourself, And so, yeah. And this is, parliamentary systems. Parliamentary systems came up earlier, and there was a little bit of talk about parliamentary systems and just the diversity of conversations. I think you should have a president that rises above some of that. I think you should have a prime minister that rises above some of that. And that is so you can foster richer dialogues, right? It's not about slowing down progress. It is about expediency. Because at the end of the day, how you feel and how you end up talking about something doesn't change what's actually best for the country, what's actually best for the economy. Making America genocidal. Yeah. Hey, yo, what's up? It's Gretchen Boots and the Gretchen number. Shout out everybody. Gretchen's an absolute legend. Great to see you. I would mod Gretchen, but Gretchen's already modding on other channels and doing some cool stuff. Thanks so much for the super chat. It's always in excess of what's needed to just be a good friend and stuff. So good to see you. Thank you. Appreciate it as well. Yeah, appreciate it. Does a foreigner seriously have to explain the concept of winner takes all to you? It's a wonderful example of American education. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. So this is the whiny bullshit that does even get under my skin sometimes. Go ask the richest people in your country if they'd prefer to hire someone with an American education or an education from someplace else. And guess what? You can think what you want about Americans, but guess who's getting hired, right? It's an American education. And so we have some of the oldest universities in the world. After Harvard, we started these A&M universities, agricultural and mechanical engineering schools. And so we've always been STEM-oriented, very pragmatic, praxis-based, and very much based on research, right? Very empirical. And so we have the best schools in the world. And so the fact that there's unfairness, that it's not the case that universities are the driver for cosmopolitanism, right? Because globalization is just a little bit too much for you guys, right? But cosmopolitanism, I believe, is the term d'art, the term de jour, softer forms of diplomacy or some shit. I actually don't know, but anyways, so yeah, let me put my foot down on that. So yeah, I don't believe that you should say that, if you want to talk shit about my education, go for it. For me personally, but I know people that worked hard in school that are compassionate and nice, and the problem is not our universities, right? So if you want to go that route or you want to take that route, cool. I'd prefer you didn't. I would prefer you didn't because, I've seen how that goes. What do you think it is, right? You want to break trust and you want to cost the American taxpayers $50 million extra each day for the next decade because you want to talk shit about something that's not broken. Okay, cool. Have fun, right? You're going to get another Donald Trump out of it, or someone else, right? I think so. It tends to be something historically heads of state have agreed upon. So, so if you want to play politics with the bullshit, play politics. Yeah, nice nonviolence, right? Nice pacifism. Yeah, it definitely is, right? It sure is. I'd love to hear it. I love hearing that. It's really incredible, right? All these, these people, when you say, and so here's the bullshit, because like someone like MAGA, nationalist, neoconservative like Donald Trump will say, well, you shouldn't be concerned about who sells, the next generation of oil and manufacturing equipment where, right? And, this industrialization process, which has been dragging out 20, 30 years, and other people want it or are waiting for it or want to do something new. They know they can't afford it. They know it makes them weak or it's good or whatever. It's like, okay, well, if somebody wants to troll and talk over that question or that issue, it's like, well, why are you doing that? Are you helping me to clarify something that I needed help clarifying? Maybe not, right? It's just the reality. It's the reality of it, right? The fuck are you putting down on that I'm not? With the bullshit. Enough with the fucking bullshit. Yeah. Where are you? Where are you? That's incredible. That's so freaking weird. Yeah, you caught a really weird part of the stream. This is a political science, politics, philosophy, religion channel. YouTube's giving me an American takeover, which sucks. We're usually depending on the time of the stream, 60 to 70% American audiences, but I'm trying to build a global audience, trying to have interesting conversations about all kinds of topics. And yeah, what's up, little miss? Yeah, I believe I'm real. Have been at one point in time. Politics. What did you study in college? Butt stuff. Yeah, I studied butt stuff in college. Hey, we shout out ice cold drink. Yeah, bunch of butt stuff. Yeah. Why don't you take a break, weirdo? Maybe. Yeah, maybe soon. Do you think that Joe Biden and Kamala try to run again in 2028? Hopefully they do. Do I think that? Joe Biden won't. I don't think Joe Biden will. He retired. He's also sick. He has cancer. So former President Biden will not run. Kamala Harris has set up a new campaign account. It looks like a new campaign account, or it's like a informal social media extension of maybe like the Democratic Party, but it's probably campaigning. So I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be very surprised. I would be surprised if Kamala didn't run for president. Second person of color, also first woman president. A lot of people should be excited about that. Just given her qualifications as well. Obama broke down one glass ceiling. He chipped through the floor. He also broke down some of those walls. These are meaningful stories to some people, and to see that momentum can be conserved into meaningful policy, meaningful discussions in a democracy. Everything's important. Everything matters. And to say that, well, I don't need someone above me having that conversation. Well, it's not above you. But if you say dumb ass shit when you're trying to have a conversation with someone, then nobody's going to listen to you. That's just the reality of how that works. I got to scroll down a little bit. What up, Nick Fuentes? Oh, snap. 5:22 p.m. I don't know what time I got. Here. I got 12:23. I got 12:23 a.m. 12:23 a.m. Yeah. Hey, Nick Fuentes, ice cold drink. No, we're not group spelling exercises. Thank you, guys. Please check the channel rules. It's politics, philosophy, religion, political science. Thank you. I'm not timing you guys out. Appreciate the contributions that you guys are making. I appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. If you guys want to subscribe and stay, you can. If you guys don't want to, you can go. Yeah, somebody says Biden has AIDS. Yeah, maybe, probably not, but I don't think so. Oh my gosh, we got Taco. Hey, Taco, hopefully you had a good night. Hopefully you had a good time over. I saw you guys over there. I ended up going over to Powdered Dusty. I went over to Powdered Dusty's for a little bit and stuff. And so, Taco, YouTube legend, Discord legend. So shout out to you. I'd be shocked if Kamala runs again. Yeah, after the way the country treated her, I wouldn't be surprised if she did not. Obama effed our life. Trump is willing to piss you off and be honest. Donald Trump, but he will not. So Donald Trump will not take in any reality of what he's done and did. He will not take any reality. And so maybe you don't like Obama. He wasn't the best president of all time. Obama still had to manage 2 wars. And so, but is there something better, more truthful when Obama did take responsibility? I don't think, I think the thing is that, yeah, Obama did take some responsibility. And the other side of it is, yeah, Obama tried to promote regional peace in the Middle East. He did afterwards, right? He signed a nuclear deal with Iran. Trump was the one that pulled out of it. He pulled out of it. It's nothing. It's absolutely stupid, right? So, yeah. Yeah, and so it shouldn't feel like, I don't feel like it's like an elephant lift, right? It's not an elephant crane to say something like fucking Trump lies, he's stacking his crypto wallets, he's an investor in crypto exchanges and a bunch of stuff that's irrelevant and whatever, right? Obviously. So, it's one of the most stupid things that I've seen, I think, when MAGA voters show up to the poll and they believe that what they see in front of them is like the actual truth. And then they see Trump doing random shit for the rest of his life, basically. Then Trump does random shit for the rest of his life. And suddenly, it's like, well, Donald Trump is the soothsayer, truth teller. No, he's not. He never was. Folks, he never was. Let me be totally honest. My phone is getting tired, so I'm gonna plug it in. I ain't ending the stream quite yet. I gotta do a little bit more of this freaking live stream stuff. I gotta do a little more of my live stream stuff. So you get your messenger with an eccentric bent, but then there are orators with a more rigorous aptitude. Do you guys still have audio? Can you guys still hear me? Do I still have sound? Do I still have your sound when I'm talking? I'm still here, right? Can you guys tell me if I'm still here? We have Keir Starmer. Yeah. Hopefully you guys still have audio. Yeah, dude. W. Yeah, that's a W in the chat. W in the chat. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. How are we doing? Okay, guys. I'm going to keep going on my stream a little bit. Profited. Yeah, thanks, Trump. No, that's not good. You said yes to a money from a guy who freaking killed people. I don't care. I'm saying no to that right away. Yeah, shout out to the UK, shout out parliamentary system, shout out to folks all over the world. Hoping you guys a peaceful day, a nice day, all that kind of stuff too. Happy end of Earth Day. Earth Day was yesterday, but we are just getting started, folks. John freaking Kerry. Yeah, one of the coolest Mormon guys ever in the United States, right? Not that he was like celebrated Mormon guy, but John Huntsman. John Huntsman was the ambassador to China. Great, very simple, conservative. Who knows? I don't know, very educated. Maybe he did harbor crazy beliefs, or he believed he had to negotiate with the devil on some stuff. I don't know. But John Huntsman, very highly educated, very well informed on Chinese politics, which is rare. And he got cast down for, it was John McCain. John McCain, I believe, won out in that primary race. And then in another year, Mitt Romney won. Mitt Romney's been, Mitt Romney. What administration doesn't have stank on them? I don't know. Cool. I was thinking about Muhammad Ali in my run, right? What I thought about him was that, yeah, if you are in, if you're in Detroit, you say, yeah, Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay. I know him. I know the motherfucker. But if you're in Somalia, or if you are in UAE, you're in Afghanistan, and someone says Muhammad Ali, you say, Muhammad Ali, alhamdulillah. Yeah, same guy, Cassius Clay, right? Yeah, alhamdulillah, Cassius Clay, yeah. Shout out. Yeah, but any fighters, anyone from Dagestan or whatever, if you're from Dagestan, shout out to you, of course. Chinese politics is a misnomer. It's just the king of the Communist Party, Winnie the Pooh. Okay, cool. Yeah, hey, that's a fair point. It sounds authentic, sounds believable as well. And so, I think that there's always many cases where we do better in diplomacy when we say, well, our economies are all based on energy and innovation, and ultimately, yeah, that's it basically. And then there's also something that's, I think, less stupid, saying that, yeah, there's fundamental psychologically different approaches, and it's helpful. In this case, it's actually helpful to say it's psychology, right? It's an infinite thing because it's bullshit, right? And you know it's bullshit. I know it's bullshit. There's nothing true about it. There's nothing going to be more real about it ever, right? There just isn't a universe where that psychology component is real. And so the worst you get out of this, is you say, well, look, we're going to have a more productive, more peaceful conversation. And as we are going to get told anyways, we'll get told for about 12, somewhere between 6 months and 12 months in a way that nobody understands to go fuck ourselves. And so I'd rather say psychology is bullshit. And we're also being ambitious with this view that psychology is bullshit. But guess what? Okay, so I have psychologically American politics. You have psychologically Chinese politics. And basically anything that isn't that can go fuck itself. Right? And this isn't like immaturity in action. This is just the reality of how that conversation's ultimately going to go down. First, you plan the ways that you're going to get more energy and oil. Guess what we do in the United States? We do math equations to figure how much of the stuff we should pump out of the ground. That's what we do basically every single day. And then on the other side of things, we basically do the math to see how much you have to lie to people on television, what kind of nincompoops you have to elect in order to sell the gas that you pumped out of the ground, and do it about the same way for long enough. And so a smart person works to a point where you have an unchanging system. You just have something that just is, and it sucks, right? And so you need to have these not changing, static, suck things that ultimately themselves are really the things that develop into coherent, parallel sort of narratives, right? Parallel narratives, not being egotistical, not being too anything. And so, yeah, maybe that's incoherent, but when you start actually applying and saying that I care so much about cosmopolitanism, I care so much about seeing pluralism work, I care so much about seeing liberalism and globalization work, that I'm willing to put the time and effort in, not learning Mandarin, but learning just about what civilization and society is like. And if I'm being honest and authentic about my desire to do this, and I'm willing to do that, then why isn't there not a better diplomatic conversation, right? You know? And so this is what I think. I think people, and I'm sorry, this is very self-indulgent, but it is my opinion, it's my view that that we celebrated people like Henry Kissinger, who had this iron grip. He had this iron grip on everything that a nasty civilization and ideological, long-term, decade-long war could be. So why don't we give that same sort of emotional depth and clarity over to people who are fighting for a more peaceful world, right? This is the problem. You know, the problem isn't that nothing specific or general enough. It's that when things get so cotton candy that they're just easy to understand, but you never measure it. It's easy to understand, but it's never about reality, right? Then what you're actually doing is you're giving good people crisis management. We don't want to do that, right? Crises are meant to be resolved and managed, operationalized, but crises themselves are not something that are like incredibly valuable, you know? And so that's at the end of it, that's what I believe. Sami Zayn, I don't know who that is. And due to how your system works, they won the last election with 100% of the vote, including yours. Ronnie, calm down. Yeah, North Korea is another one. North Korea's got a pretty powerful military. They get outsized economic benefits from having this military sector. Very sad too, right? They put people on buses with guards, as it were. So you leave your family, you'll go work, you'll go make some money as a foreign laborer. And so, yeah, to say that leaders are so heartless, or they believe that their strategy is not impacted because of what they're doing to make ends meet, like this is also like something that's really freaking tragic, right? This is something that, you know, in terms of like actually having a solution or something for it, it's like, okay, cool. Well, if that's something people want to talk about, that's part of globalization. Part of globalization is alleviating some of the pressure from that. Not demonizing things for no reason, right? It's not demonizing things. And so just proves Europeans are decades ahead of our world. Yeah. I mean, Europe Europe, you can hop on a train and go get a coffee in a different country on the same day. You guys can go get a job. I used to work at a company in Stockholm, Sweden. My closest number one coworker was in Spain. I talked to this guy almost every day. My next coworker was in Austin, Texas. After this, while this was happening, my immediate manager, was based in the UK. We had other hires in Stockholm, Sweden. I had another manager that was in San Francisco. And so in Europe, it's a much smaller world, right? People are very good, very talented at understanding other people's contexts and things like this. And then you're also expected to learn people's values and interests in a different way, right? It's just a different way. And so Europeans are very good at some things that the United States and the West are not. And to me, that's really easy to understand. However, it isn't for everyone, right? It isn't for everyone. It's the same language of free market capitalism. It's just in a sense that, a lot of tolerance and stuff like this in some ways. Damn, I'm feeling bad. Does this dude ever sleep? I'm open to all opinions. EU does whatever China and BB allow to do nothing more than all downhill since BBC didn't renew Clarkson's contract. Hey, Turtle, how are you? I bless you with good luck. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that one too. Thank you. Thank you to the 10 folks watching right now. This is DuxY. Politics, live streams, philosophy, that kind of BS. It's not BS, it's fun. If you guys chat, I'll read it. If you guys just want to hang out and watch for a couple minutes, I will be talking most likely. That is the extent of it. So yeah, not very funny. I'm 36, so I'm not very young. I'm not very cool. Yeah, you can see the dollar signs there. So I do beg for money. I beg for money, but not from you, right? I want to call my rich uncles, my poor uncles, and say, hey, all you guys can send me super chats, right? Thank you. All prices are in USD, not euros, not Canadian, not Australian, not New Zealand, not in pesos, right? American dollars, American schmuchos, right? Yes. All right. Let's go, baby. Digital ID. Yeah, more blockchain conspiracy, in my opinion. When people start talking about social credit scores or they start talking about being able to sell their own healthcare information, right? In reality, some of these technology solutions might work. AI internet. Why not just ship around your information, your finances where it's needed? But on the other side of the equation, completely, not thinking about how we can help people get their paycheck, how people can get jobs, buy a home, have a home, pay their rent, pay groceries, not be stressed out every month, and then go work hard, right? Go doing hard things because you guys did hard things, right? Doing hard things because we did hard things. But so often cryptocurrency, blockchain, AI, nuclear technology, all this stuff, aerospace, new airplanes, new race cars, new watches, right? New watches, new gold jewelry, all this stuff. Whatever, cool. If you want to have that sort of lifestyle, it's often used as an excuse as the next scam, the next way to have you become addicted to material things, right? And so some people know this and they say, hey, I'm not addicted to these material things. I just have them and know them. Okay, but guess what? When the next scam comes out, when the next big one comes out, what do you just do? You do the scam. And so what does this mean? Does this mean it's 1984, it's dystopia, it's Animal Farm, we're all slaves in some way to this stuff? I don't think that's the case. I think in reality, it's the case that, it's just very tempting to live with comfort, abundance, luxury. And we've also set up such sharp barriers. It's so easy in our culture and our zeitgeist to forget that the good things we do for ourselves and our family are both animalistic, they're political, they're social, they're artistic, right? They're artistic. So why don't we get back to doing artwork? Why don't we get back to using art to bridge the divides? Why don't we start using artwork to bridge our gaps in our own understandings? To say that we can't have a conversation, right? We can't have that dopamine rush when someone understands us, sees us, appreciates us. To say that appreciation has to be based in science. It has to be based in the universities. has to be based in religion and God, to say that appreciation for another person has to be based on where we are here and now. It can't just be based on the interpretation of all of existence or something small or large, right? And so I don't believe in any of that stuff. You Are Bewitched says arranged marriages, worship PDF Prophet Muhammad. Islam, you don't like Islam. Okay. Someone else says they don't like Islam either. Islam is evil. Yeah, this is a political science, politics, philosophy channel, social science, whatever. So if you just don't like Islam, okay, I don't know that that's going to. And your messages are all getting blocked. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Angela. Thank you. So that is still less than JD Vance converted, I suppose. Catholic for 5 minutes is already throwing down on the Pope over Trump, right? Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, Trump hasn't even gotten into what should be the best part of his presidency, right? And meanwhile, while all these people are talking about hating Islam and all this other BS, the fact of the matter is that Donald Trump has lost half of his administration team. Donald Trump has lost, what's his name? He's lost the Todd Lyons, director of ICE. He's just lost a Navy secretary. He lost 4 top generals. He lost Kristi Noem. He lost Pam Bondi. And he's not even a year and a half into his presidency yet. So, so whatever sort of criticism you want to provide, it's really bad. Hating Islam is not BS. Hating Islam is not BS. Hate is BS, right? Hate is a form of attachment. And so as a Buddhist, I would reject that idea. And also I would sort of believe or see that, like on a less technical or something sense or whatever. I don't know. He lost 13 soldiers today, probably. Yeah, probably, but I don't know. If you're a murderer and you send troops to go die, you're going to lose troops as well. He fired? How is that true? How is that even a little bit true, right? It's not part of the political process to fire half your cabinet. It's not part of the political process to 10x a budget of an administration and then go fire people. Those are all incorrect suppositions. Right? I think that is straight. I think that's what straight is, right? Is so if you don't have even some wobbly semblance of what politics is supposed to be like, well then, how do you lead? How do you organize people or something like this? How would you reconvince people that how would you reconvince people that your policy objectives are measurable? You can't, right? And so Trump can be analyzed like every other president. And I'm just realizing this. It's also his foreign affairs, right? It's also his foreign affairs that can be analyzed in that way. This isn't a TDS channel. I don't know what that is. That doesn't even mean anything. Yeah. Trump derangement syndrome. It's a channel for TDS. Yeah. Go on. Keep sharing, folks. Copy, paste, or something. I don't know. Political science, philosophy, chatting. Sometimes I put music on, all kinds of stuff. Islam is the fastest growing religion in the world. What do you think it's the main reason? High birth rates or mass conversion? I think the conspiracy that Islam wanted to spread to the West was incorrect. And so I don't know, right? I still see religion as declining in the world. Islam is full of fucking lies, right? Islam is based on a fucking lie. There's not the Shahada is not honest, right? And so here's both the charitable as well as the bullshit of Islam is, right? I can say, okay, so I grant a Shahada, and then I say there's empirical truth. There's empirical and epistemic grounding in the Quran and Surah after this. And this is meant to be both Gnostic and agnostic, right? And so I grant you a Shahada for this reason, but I can say by the same token, well, the Shahada is total bullshit. There's one God named Allah. Okay, well, I ate a bag of potato chips and my dad's got a 7-inch fucking dick, right? I say something like that. And so for that reason, I look to my father and potato chips for truth. That's the same exact statement, right? And then you say, well, okay, Islam has this beautiful notion of oneness, the oneness of Allah, and this unifies, right? So you believe in math and science, of course, so you can be Muslim. And I say, okay, well, cool. My dad's 7-inch dick and these potato chips also believe in math and the oneness of some shit, whatever it is, the oneness of some shit, and then it's the oneness again, it's the oneness again. And so yeah, shout out. And even if there's not a oneness and it's just we live in a slightly irrational universe, because that is what the universe is like, maybe, or something as well. So there's so many different ways we can see it. We can still talk, right? Even though I disagree with you, but there's zero reason for me to go do Islam if I can just as efficiently or more efficiently not be Muslim and have that same conversation. So but you want to talk about Islamophobia, right? Or someone will accuse me of being Islamophobic. I don't think so, but someone could. Or you could say, well, this guy wants to talk about, American Islam, or this guy wants to talk about, or yeah, whatever. You want to talk about politicizing Islam. And it's like, well, where, in what world, for whom, right? And so I don't care that Islam is the world's fastest growing religion. Not really. I think it's completely full of shit. And secondly, I would rather have peaceful political processes and internationalisms. Hello, brother. I'm Indian. Your country? I'm in the U.S. I'm in Arizona. I'm in Arizona in the Sonoran Desert. So happy Earth Day, belated Earth Day. I'm in Arizona, Southwest United States. So shout out to you in India. Somebody drop in Delhi earlier. So yeah, shout out to any of my Indian, Bengali, Pakistani, anyone in the Middle East, anyone in Southeast Asia as well. Shout out to you guys. We got a couple subscribers, I believe, from the Philippines. Yeah, I'm still looking for Patrick, so shout out Patrick. Is that for me? Businessman or politician? I'd prefer a useful politician. A politician who, yeah, and I don't mean useful. Yeah, I would say the honest one, right? The whoever's the most, actually, so new answer. My phone disconnected. Honest and most ascetic. Whoever's the most ascetic. Whoever's willing to take the less and be seen as lesser because of this is who I would take. Everybody shut up for 1 second so me and him can have a conversation about political shit. Yeah, hey, that's very much in line with the channel. Whoops, what happened? All right, here. There we go. Yeah, so my political shit is asceticism. I think people have the most impact when they have the least amount of self-interest. And so I do think that there are people like CEOs or business people who can transcend some of the cultural and indoctrination nonsense. But I can also believe politicians do this. AOC, great example. Do you believe in the Green New Deal? Do you believe in the Green New Deal? I think AOC was probably, I think, maybe not, but I think she was smart enough to know that was not going to pass, and that it was both a sort of beacon as well as solidifying her role in the dialogue. So, I mean, lots of Machiavellian shit, but also just very compassionate stuff in there. What? Hey, if you want to come up here, click the link, right? Yeah, click the link if you want to come up. Fine. Whatever. Say my name, when no one is around you. Why not believe in Santa Claus? Yeah, I don't know if that's about religion, but yeah, it's a good thing, right? Yeah, and it's interesting because if you say, well, I believe in, this is one of the ironies, is that is true, but if you believe in naturalism, so anything you could see, feel, hear, touch, have knowledge of is natural, then it's also true by the same principle, it's also true that so it would also be true, and specifically or particularly, it would also be true that every argument against supernatural epistemology and metaphysics would lead back to the Santa Claus argument, right? And so it's a conversation starter. It's also a conversation killer, right? It's something you build. It's also something that breaks, right? It is something you plan. It is also something that you can never plan. It's something that you lead. It's also something that someone else leads. It is something that you have to lift and hold on to. It's also something that you didn't do that, right? It's something that you drive. It's also something that itself is subsumed in driving other things, right? So it's all of these fucking things, right? And at the end of the day, what's left? What's left, right? You do your Buddhism, and you say, look, I can understand a belief in Santa Claus. I can understand a belief in Allah. I can understand a belief in Jesus or King David. You know, King David said there's an oaken, build it so it is oaken, right? He said build everything so it's oaken, right? That's a great one. Right? Yeah, absolutely. So you're in a live stream. You're so self-absorbed. It's crazy. Hey guys, can you guys not pick on people or bully people? Everyone leave. Just kidding. Shh. No agnostic can scientifically explain the concept of reincarnation. Oh, I want to shout this out too. Yeah, YouTube uploads these temporary gifts. So yeah, for me or other streamers, if you guys ever donate to your favorite streamers, content creators, it helps. It provides a lot of optimism. The financial support is huge. But you guys can see there's some with pink emojis now, pink little emoticons on the top left. So for you or other people, peep those, check them out, and all this other stuff. Yeah. Say my name, say my name. If no one is around you, say, baby, I love you. What's the fucking change? Say my name, say my name. Say, baby, I love you. Do 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 do. What's the fucking name? Da 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 da. Say my name, say my name. I don't know. What do? You basically have called me slurs this entire time, Angela. You want to do politics and shit? Are you Rachel Wilson? Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan. Shout out to the Tokos Logos. And slapping our heads with Bibles or something, I believe. I was thinking about that today too. I don't think I have the responsibility level to either host an open panel or ask other streamers to collaborate. But this is also learned helplessness because all I have on YouTube is knowledge of my own suffering and my desires, right? But mostly it's the suffering. And so my biggest asset is knowledge that I suffer and I'll suffer more. And then beyond that, there's not that much. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Do you know what gets unstuck from that? Knowledge. I'm not Jewish. But yeah, we are also an inclusive allyship channel for all kinds of things. So we try to do political science, a little politics, philosophy, religion if you want. And so, yeah. Yeah, if you're asking to discuss Jewish theology or something, I would not be qualified to do that. I can speak a little bit about Christian theology. I might be able to speak a little bit. I could steelman some aspects of Islamic theology, these types of things. Yeah. Can you prove that you're not Jewish. No, I mentioned this earlier, who knows? I've got Grandma Slavia Ukraine or something, Grandma Slavia Russia, Grandma Slav, or I got Grandpa Poland, and who knows? Maybe I do have a birthright I can go do, maybe I don't. So I don't know. We're all brothers and sisters. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know you at this point. Like, I would say, if I bump into you at an open panel, like it would be good to get to know you because you're interested in politics shit, and so for that reason, it'd be cool. But yeah, at this point, I think because the channel is slightly monetized at this time, I would probably just say, at this time, I would probably pass. I would probably pass. Yeah, yeah. And it is just because, I don't mind, like, I'm sure the dialogue would be good. It's nothing about the dialogue or the topics. I think we've talked about politics stuff, intelligent conversations that I can't keep up with and stuff like that. But it's also what the conversation has to hold or do or anything like that it's all different, right? So that's cool. Yeah. 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 So I probably hold a double standard, right? Because who knows, maybe if you were like you were Andrew Tate or Sasha Grey or any of the other sort of manosphere red pill heroes that I look up to, I would probably say yeah. I would probably say yeah, like, hey, it's good. It's good. But yeah, my double standard of celebrity is that I have low self-confidence, so I am looking to be close to people who have large audiences, are very famous, and that would be good. Yeah, and that would be good. Why we go opposite as you do? Is that something I need to understand evolutionarily or something like that? Or not? Or not? Do you have a good you got a good mic, Angela? Since we're doing this in public, we're doing business deals or something like that in public. Do you have a good microphone? Yeah, Angela. Angela, this is Don Lemon talking. Angela, this is Wolf Blitzer. Angela. 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 On the outside of society, I think I don't know what you're talking about. I don't care what you want. Quite frankly, are my values represented? Are they not? Are we living in a civilization that is inclusive of all of nature descriptions? Do you have an all of nature description for me in your business book? What is a business book? Well, boy, there sure are a lot of them. And boy, about 5% of it is interesting and true. The rest is scams and bullshit. The rest is collective hunting and gathering. Say my name, say my name. Do. All right, guys, we are at 2:03. We are at 2:03. I just want to extend the gift goal. Super chat gift goal if you guys want to. If anybody wants to super chat or gift. I don't get it. What? Hey, Dodo Beans, I'm gonna go ahead and knock that off. Politics, philosophy, religion channel and stuff. Charlie Kirk. Okay. Say my name, say my name. When they tell me I'm sorry, say something, I'm sorry. Who are you to blame? Say my name, say my name. Man, so much violence, so much corruption, so little selflessness. Do you know what you do? You don't work for me. I'll tell you that much. Hey, that's real nice, ain't it? But yeah, you do. There you go. Say my name, say my name. When nobody's around you, say, baby, I love you. What's the sudden name? Say my name, say my name. You're acting kinda crazy, ain't calling me baby. What's the sudden blame? Da-da-da. You gotta keep track. You both gotta keep track as well as lose track of some stuff. That's what I'm telling you guys. That's what I'm telling you guys. Kevlar on your neck, brother. Best not to take chances. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, shout out to the Band of Brotherhoods. Any of you guys got the GI Bill and want to super chat me some of them college credits? I do stolen valor, progressive democratism, republicanisms, MAGA, etc., 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 etc. So the skills I've learned over my lifetime, I've picked up from a ton of different places. My granddad flew airplanes. He was a great pilot until he got shot down. Yeah, he got shot down by a pom-pom gun. So the guy was a dipshit, right? Rumor has it the guy that was in his canoe after he fell, his little survival raft, he was out there for a while, week or so, I reckon. True story, right? So he was fishing and the whatnot, but he ate the guy's toe, I heard. He didn't tell anybody that. Real fucking psychopath. Yeah, always was different. Had a stroke eventually. So, anyways, that's neither here nor there, but it is one of those things that just comes out, I believe. Yeah, I'm an American. But whatever, who knows? So yeah, any U.S. military guys, our prices are in USD. Yeah, and I'm not trying to grift off you, no psychedelics or the whatnot here, but I am working on that kind of stuff too. So support the channel, support the friends and family. Did I say something mean or gross? I'm sorry. Whites will get Kermela. Kermela who? Kermela Hearst? Hey, that's a story, Those are the kinds of stories you hear at church camp, first of all. Second of all, you don't hear them anywhere. Say my name, say my name. Hey, I've never flown a plane in my life. Never flown a plane in my life. Hey, thanks, Dodo Beans. I like Kamala Harris. I like a lot of people. I like all kinds of people. Say my name, say my name. When nobody's around you, say, baby, I love you. Freaking troll. Freaking troll, dude. Freaking troll. Yep. Yeah. Say my name, say my name. When nobody's around you, say, baby, I love you. What's the sudden name? Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You didn't ask. They didn't ask. They never did. They never asked. ICE sucks. Screw the ICE administration. Screw countries investing in the military when they're starving people. Screw using land to store weapons. Screw using land to unethically grow crops. Screw the use and abuse of animals. Screw human exploitation, animal exploitation, ecological exploitation. Screw the exploitation of political leaders. Screw the exploitation of employees. Screw the exploitation of all of it. You are not another person. Do you guys know the difference between you and them? How do you do that? I do it like this. I do it like this. I blow back real hard on it. No, I don't. I just happen to know. Other people don't know. This is all my stuff, right? Screw people, right? It's one gaslight and gaslight into the next. It's a bunch of nonsense, guys. You want to know what the actual experience is like on YouTube? It's gaslight after gaslight. Not you guys, but welcome to what life is like when you have an opinion about something. You guys outlawed actual opinions about stuff. It's total nonsense. Yeah, so talk about the solution. Now I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to end the stream. Hey, fishing Shep nerd. Shep troll stonky. How are you doing, Stonko? No, I'm just kidding. I didn't mean to call you Stonko. I'm the nerd. I'm the GERD nerd. I'm the gerd nerd. I'm the gerd nerd. Capones, I don't think so. I don't think so. I own frickin' everything, dude. I want to own everything, dude. Look at me go. Look at me go. I own everything. Look at how good I've gotten at owning all my stuff. Wow. Wowie. I can be in a suit and still look like I'm running on lag. I could have been an Olympic athlete had you let me. I could have been a computer scientist, a political scientist, a physicist, a mathematician. I could have been a politician. I could have been a frickin' economist, even. I could have done anything. I was just trucking along. You'd have seen me go and seen me go and seen me go. And guess where I would have gotten off? My own gosh dang apartment. But then I would have probably slipped and seen that, oh my gosh, they're getting closer. They're all getting closer, and I'm not gonna make it. I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna make it. But here we go. Here we go. That's what I like, Big Street Cat. Duck is a genuine genius. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm closing the stream down, guys. Thanks so much. I appreciate seeing you guys again. Thanks for being subscribers. You guys are very valued as subscribers, very valued as people. You guys help the channel and all this other stuff. And yeah, great to see you guys. We all grow together. We grow together because we have bigger goals for ourselves and other people. And I like when we are able to amplify the kind stuff. Hey, Gretchen Boots, top of the leaderboard. Thanks again so much. Awesome. Huge shout out to Gretchen Boots. For the super chat. And yeah, just cool people here all around. I love you guys. I really do. It has nothing to do with material, physical shit. It is spiritual. It is irrational. It is logical. I love you guys so much. And yeah, I want the best for the world. I hope you guys do too. I know that means nothing, but boy, it helps me wake up and think about what I did today. And yeah, maybe I'll go train like Usain Bolt tomorrow. Come back and give you guys some good content. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys out on the mean streets of YouTube, mean streets of planet Earth, baby. All the water, all the mountains in the world, the rough land, the smooth land, the cotton candy nonsense, guys. Boy, that's all for all of us, guys. So I'm so excited about a dose of reality, maybe a big-ass dose of fun and joy for all you guys. Big-ass dose of just what it is and what it do, baby. Let's go. So let's go. Have a great night. I love you guys. Take care.